Welcome to my garden 2013. I've been promising to make the video, and now I have. We start out on the back deck. This is the top deck. And that's Rascal. He's on the bottom deck. It's my son Smoker. A cherry tree. Currently, my lunch is cooking there. In the grapevines. It's the patio and the pergola. That's where I start a lot of mornings with a cup of coffee. The wisteria bloomed beautifully this year. The hanging baskets didn't do as great as they've done in the past. My rain barrel. And some basil. And out here, this is the garden. Grapevine. This is the berry bed. My berry patch. I got strawberries in there, and raspberries, and blueberries. And I also had some spare space in there to throw some other stuff. Like some flowers, and some tomatoes. And down in there somewhere, there's some cabbage. And this next bed right here is the flower bed. My flower bed. You can see I threw some sunflowers in there. Bachelor buttons. 4 o'clocks. In the front are potatoes. The middle third of the bed is a compost pile. This is Marie's bed, flower bed. One of her flower beds, actually. She has many. Some more of her flower beds. That bed right there, that was onions and some lettuce. I took the onions out because they were ready. And the lettuce is going to come out, except for a few I'm going to let bolt and go to seed so I can have seeds for next year. Then I got tomatoes. And in the back, I'm growing Indian corn. The sunflower plant is a transplant from last year. It just goes where it wants to go. And in the corn, I also planted some pumpkins. And I can't remember the name of the things. The big, tall things there. I'll remember later. It's not corn, but it looks like corn. Sorghum. That's what it is. Sorghum. Colored sorghum. The sorghum, the seed heads on the top will look like they have the same red and dark blue colors as the Indian corn. This bed right here, let me get on this side of the bush here so you can see it better. This is the bed with all the trellis stuff. It's got in the back, behind the trellis, potatoes. The trellis stuff is pole beans. So I saw Paulies were, down in Long Island, they were growing so great, so I grew some of my own. They're very tasty. I'm loving them. In the front, I have a variety of things. I got some peppers, very small patch of blue string beans, some very chewed up tiny eggplants, and some green string beans, and parsley, green string beans, and the celery down at the end that's looking worse and worse for wear, which might be because that guy might be peeing on it. I haven't caught him, but that's what it looks like. Also in between the bush, or the pole beans, I've got cucumbers growing in here. I picked a bunch of them and brought them down to Middletown just a little while ago. The cucumbers have not been doing this great this year. So yeah, that celery doesn't look so good at all. All right, last bed. This is obviously the tomatoes. Different variety from the tomatoes that are in the back there. And in the front, tomatoes are in the back. In the front, or in the middle I should say, in the middle I planted peppers, eggplants, zucchini, and another variety of peppers in the back there. I should probably point the camera. I'm pointing my finger, huh? Genius. And in the front I got zinnias. Because there's a public sidewalk right there and people walk by all the time. I wanted it to look relatively nice. Alright. It's a garden from the common field. As you can see, that big huge maple, which is beautiful by the way, but it does shield the garden quite a bit, and the roots are all kind of down in through there. Every time I dig stuff up, it's there. The shed, as you can tell, it's a nice looking shed. I custom built that, but it's going to need a new roof very, very soon. In the back my wife has some stuff. I also planted some gourds that I will climb up on the fence pretty soon here. Right there are the gourds. There's my finger. Where's my finger? There it is. Gourds. Just another view of the garden. It's 2 o'clock. The sun's not really at its highest right now, but as you can see, because we were talking about this, Paul, your problem with the rows and the ones in the back not getting sunlight. I spaced my rows out enough so that I was able to not worry about that. They got the tallest row of stuff right here on the right, and the bed is still behind it, still getting plenty of sunlight. Same thing here. Same thing here. So it just kind of worked out for me. Although I did put the lower stuff in this very front bed. But I also had to pretty this bed up a lot more than the other beds. Alright. This sorghum seems to be jumping up pretty good there. It's gonna be cool looking when it changes colors and does what it needs to do.